Alright dudes, welcome back with me with another YouTube video. Okay, so today I'll talking about Vinsmoke Sanji in One Piece. So, make sure to stay tuned for that. If you do enjoy seeing this anime reviews and want to keep them coming, the best thing you can do is smash that like button, and if you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell or you will miss future anime videos. 21 years ago, Sanji's born in North Blue. Sanji has a father named Vinsmoke Judge and a mother named Vinsmoke Sora. Sanji is the fourth of 5 children. The first is Vinsmoke Reiju, Vinsmoke Ichiji, Vinsmoke Niji, Vinsmoke Sanji, Vinsmoke Yanji. Vinsmoke Judge attempts to genetically alter his unborn quadruplet sons in their mother's womb in order to give them superhuman capabilities and remove their sense of empathy. However, Sora takes a highly dangerous drug to combat its effects. 3 of their sons are successfully modified, while the drug causes Sanji to be born as a normal human. The drug also causes Sora to develop a terminal illness that lasts for a few years before eventually killing her. 13 years ago, Judge ordered a number of Germa soldiers to imprison Sanji in the Vinsmoke Castle's dungeons, and told the rest of the soldiers, to their great sadness, that one of their future commanders had died in an accident. 6 months later, Germa 66 crossed the Red Line and initiated a campaign against the nation of Kozia. During the early stages of the battle, Sanji successfully escaped the Germa kingdom and fled onto the docked orbit and works there as a trainee chef for the next 2 years. 11 years ago, Zeph returns from the Grand Line. A storm sinks the orbit and Zeph's pirate ship. Zeph and Sanji end up stranded on an island with very little food for 85 days and are eventually saved. Baratie is opened. The Baratie is owned and headed by Zeph. It is located in the Sambas region of the East Blue, close to the entrance of the Grand Line. After its founding, Zeph assumed the position of head chef, with Sanji becoming the young sous chef. 2 years ago, Luffy defeats Don Krieg at the Baratie, and Sanji joins the Straw Hats. A small-time mafia thug known as Duval is hunted down by bounty hunters as a result of his striking resemblance to Sanji's new bounty poster. Marines from the Marine HQ are also deployed after him at the behest of Vinsmoke Judge. Due to the events from their reunion at Sabaody Archipelago until Dressrosa, all of the Straw Hats receive new bounties, with updated pictures on their posters, and Sanji's status is changed to Wanted Only Alive. Morgans reports the details of the Sanji retrieval team's successful raid against the Emperor's Charlotte Linlin to the entire world. Morgans also reveals to the world of Sanji's heritage, the formation of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, and the addition of the former warlord of the Sea Jinbei to the Straw Hat Pirates. Following this news, Germa Kingdom is officially expelled from the government for their attempted alliance. It is also reported that Luffy is considered by certain parts of the world to be a 5th emperor. Sanji is one of the crew's top 4 fighters along with Luffy, Zoro, and Jinbei. He currently has the 3rd highest bounty in the crew after Luffy and Jinbei. While Luffy usually fights the strongest enemies, Sanji and Zoro usually end up fighting with the enemies considered second to the primary threat. Occasionally, Sanji will take on an opponent explicitly weaker than Zoro's. An example of this is when Sanji fought Jabra of CP9, who had a slightly lower power level than Kaku, who lost to Zoro. The introduction of Doriki during the CP9 arc is one of the only times in the series that opponents' strengths have been measured numerically. However, Sanji and Zoro's opponents can often be characterized as matching or countering their particular combat styles, such as how Sanji fought another leg-style combat user, Mr. 2, during the Alabasta arc, while Zoro fought the blade-focused Mr. 1. Although Sanji and Zoro would usually let their rivalry impede their fighting performances, they have proven to be a near unstoppable force if they agree to cooperate for the battle, as seen when they instantly turned the tables against the groggy monsters. As a member of the infamous Vinsmoke family, Sanji was raised and trained from an early age, along with the rest of his siblings, in the ways of warfare and combat. Similar to his siblings, he also received genetic enhancements from his father, designed to endow him with superhuman abilities. However, due to his mother Sora's intake of a counter-drug, Sanji's genetic modifications were possibly neutralized, thus preventing him from receiving these modifications, and he was born as a normal human. Consequently, he could not keep up with his siblings, and his strength did not rise from training. As a result, Sanji could not keep up with the extremely grueling Germa training, but gained and developed a different style of combat with Zeph's help. Due to years of extremely hard training under Zeph since childhood, Sanji has gained extraordinary superhuman physical prowess, speed, and agility, which enables him to use an array of handstands for a kick-based martial art, which makes him immensely versatile in combat. Sanji has immense physical strength. In his very first appearance, he held full body up by the neck unsupported with one hand before even displaying his lower body strength. In the Arlong Park arc, he was able to stop Karubi from killing Genzo and Najiko in the water by grabbing onto his leg despite the natural advantage and strength a fishman receives when submerged. At Little Garden, he hauled a dead Tyrannosaurus Rex through the jungle and back to the Mary with little effort. In Skypiea, when Gon Fall was explaining the dials, Sanji was shown to be able to lift a huge sledgehammer that appeared to weigh several tons and used it to test the dial. If the dial had not absorbed the impact, Sanji would likely smash a hole through Mary's deck. After Luffy and Usopp dueled in Water 7, Sanji was able to easily restrain Chopper in Heavy Point from going to treat Usopp's injuries. In Enies Lobby, Sanji alongside Zoro could catch 3 cannonballs using Luffy's body and throw them back with enough strength to destroy a marine battleship. Sanji could hold Nami above his head and keep her balanced while receiving countless attacks to his body from Absalom. In Zou, Sanji was shown lifting a huge pile of wounded minks with little help. Another example of his physical might is seen when he was able to hold Absalom in place by gripping onto his leg, despite the latter's reinforced and heavy muscular structure and being struck multiple times while doing so. His training in a kick-based martial arts also grants him colossal leg strength, enabling him to break even the hardest materials and defeat the strongest enemies using the tremendous power of his kicks. He can easily destroy boulders and metal weapons and effortlessly overpower giant sea monsters such as Bananawani and Momoa. Sanji even managed to topple Oars, a monstrous giant, by kicking him in the foot. In an SBS, Oda stated that Sanji's kicking power is 21 bats, the power to break 21 wooden bats in one kick. After his 2 years of extremely rigorous training on Momoiro Island, which consists mainly of constantly running away from the Okamas for days regardless of the harshest weather, his leg strength vastly increased. He could break the neck of a pacifista with only a kick, critically damaging it and not showing any trouble afterward, something he was not able to do before the timeskip, or being able to break a sea stone cage just with kicks, as seen in episode of Luffy. He could even smash the exoskeletons of genetically enhanced superhumans such as his brothers Neji and Yanji. His new strength was also shown when Sanji manages to fight on par and briefly overpower Virgo, a marine vice-admiral who was able to overpower and defeat Smoker, for a short period of time even after being wounded by attacks from Caesar Clown and having one of his legs broken. His physical power was later recognized by one of the Shichibukai, Don Quixote Doflamingo, who was forced to restrain Sanji's movements after the Straw Hat member landed several blows. Under Zeph's strict tutelage, Sanji became an extremely powerful master of a kick-based martial art he created named the Black Leg Style, which is a unique combination of Brazilian capoeira, French savate and Korean taekwondo, able to use powerful kicks with supreme versatility. He has also stated that the reason he fights using is that he does not want to risk damaging his hands as he needs them to cook, thus instead of punches, Sanji incorporates handstands into the Black Leg Style. He is also able to use one-handed handstands, and execute consecutive back handsprings as seen during his fight with Jabra to augment the force and range of his kicks. He could easily overpower numerous enemies at once, such as pirates, marines, and government agents. During the time he spent constantly running away from the Okama on the Momoiro Island, he developed both the Blue Walk and Sky Walk techniques similar to the Rokushiki's technique Jeppo, enabling him to swim at great speeds, making him the best swimmer of the crew, and to move through the air, similar to flying, respectively. With Blue Walk, Sanji can momentarily run underwater. Not only is he not slowed down by the weight of water, as he was during the Arlong Park arc, Usopp stated that Sanji's speed underwater is on par with a fishman, who are at their physical prime while underwater. Through the use of Sky Walk, Sanji can leap to great heights and travel at incredible speed as he makes sonic booms in the air behind him. Sanji used Sky Walk to travel from downtown Dressrosa all the way to Edge of Green Bit to intercept Doflamingo in no time at all. In the Wano Country arc, Sanji could carry Nami, Carrot, Chopper, and Brook simultaneously using Sky Walk. In the Enies Lobby arc, Sanji reveals a new ability, Diable Hambi, the power to heat his lower legs to a temperature so high that they glow bright red, by spinning rapidly in place, which causes his attack to be more powerful. The heat of his attacks is so high that contact for even a second could set a person ablaze. Sanji used this ability during his fight with Jabra, in which his normal attacks were not as effective due to his active usage of Tekai. With the heat of his new ability, Sanji overcame his inability to smash through Tekai by burning through it instead. By using the technique Fritasorti in Diable Hambi against Oars, Sanji was able to effectively deflect his direct Gomu Gomu no Bazooka in order to protect Robin with a single kick. Diable Hambi has improved to the point that his entire leg is now enveloped in large flames. It is now so powerful and hot that even underwater, he is able to scorch one of the Kraken's tentacles with Bien Quet, grill shot, severely injuring it. Later at Goncourt Plaza, as he was airborne, Skywalk, he executed another new move called Poele a Fryer, Spectre, where he stomps his opponents repeatedly with high accuracy and speed. Sanji's Diable Jamble was also able to counter his father's advanced battle gear, which is flame-resistant, with ease, and when Sanji was about to use Poele a Fryer against Judge, the Germa king was forced to resort to using a human shield to overpower his son. Later, when forced to fight off his captain, Sanji's Diable Jamble Concass was strong enough to make Luffy pass out when Sanji struck him with it. Later, Sanji used Cross Strike along with Luffy's Elephant Gun to counter a lightning attack from Charlotte Linlin. Observation Haki is Sanji's speciality concerning Haki. During his stay on Kamabaka Kingdom, Sanji has trained his observation Haki to an extremely high level. During Fishman Island arc, Sanji could sense Caribou in the Ryugu Palace alongside both Luffy and Zoro. It was stated by Luffy that Sanji possesses Haki when discussing it within the context of members of his crew who could fight Caesar Clown, a Logia user. Since Law was referring to the ability to coat themselves in armor, it confirmed Sanji as an armament Haki user. However, Sanji did not actively display this ability until his fight with his father, when, much to Judge's surprise, he hardened his right leg in order to block one of his father's spear attacks. Later on, he hardened his left leg in order to block Daifuku's genie attack on Carrot. In One Piece Stampede, Sanji uses armament Haki to free Robin from Smoker's Moku Moku no Mi powers and to successfully bypass the Vice Admiral's intangibility while fighting him. Germa 66 had created a raid suit specifically designed for Sanji to use, which was secretly hidden and given to him as a parting gift during the Vinsmoke's assistance in his and Luffy's escape from Cacao Island. Sanji initially refused to put it on, but donned it while at Wano country. The suit gives Sanji a black Germa outfit and cape with the number 3 on it, as well as jet-propelled boots. Uniquely, it also gives him a mask to wear over his nose and mouth, and slicks the front of his hair into 2 parts, one pointing up and one pointing down. Like the other Vinsmoke's raid suits, it grants Sanji the ability to fly and strengthen his kicks with propelled boots, and serves as an armor to protect him from attacks. Its unique ability is that it allows Sanji to blend in perfectly with his environment, leaving him invisible to the human eye. This invisibility gives him a great advantage in battle, being able to land surprise attacks on opponents without them seeing him coming. The rest of the Germa siblings have some physical power boasts like electricity, poison, etc., so a power boast of invisibility is quite unique for a raid suit. He later uses this ability to sneak into a bathhouse and assist Nami, Robin, and Shinobu in escaping. He can fly, more like he can float midair. It is different and less stamina consuming than his moonwalk, where he has to continue kicking to stay airborne. Like the rest of Germa siblings who have raid suits, acceleration device on the soles increases speed without wasting any stamina. He is much faster now. The majestic cape on his back is not just for appearances and to add cool looks. It also protects him from heavy damage. Not only the cape, the whole raid suit is shock resistant, it does not get damaged from heavy attacks. Sanji is on the stealth mode, literally, so he is not using his basic powers. So all we are seeing is the power of his raid suit, and it is pretty royal. I felt a little pain, but this suit is durable. At this rate the capital won't hold out much longer. This describes way too much. A kick from an ancient zone user does not cause recipient to feel just little pain. It can kill. After Sen flying through the town and through the buildings, Sanji thinks it's the capital that won't hold out much longer. What we know is that Sanji can easily deal with the overpowered ancient zone user roaming in Wano, who possesses brute strength and stamina. They cannot hurt him and he can mess with them by going invisible. One can assume he is at middle-tier supernova level like X-Drake and Hawkins. Does he become faster like Kizaru? No, he is not as fast as Kizaru right now. Raid suit users are fast. As we have seen before, they can move here and there in the blink of an eye. And it is definitely faster than most things, but it is not as fast as the speed of light. Perhaps in the future, this suit can use speed of light or something close to it, as Sanji is planning to get Usopp and Franky to modify it. Traveling with the speed of light can disorient a person, but with good observation Haki a person can manage that. So there are chances the Sanji can move with speed of light in the future, since observation Haki is his major Haki.